especially in Europe, why I'm being called the ultra neo-realist is that my filmmaking is like a documentary. You know, it's not like a feature narrative. I keep on learning with different filmmakers, but most especially I'd like to stick to the filmmaking method. We call it the found story, you know, the found story filmmaking style.
Brillante Mendoza is a brilliant director from the Philippines, first Filipino director to win the Best Director Award at the prestigious Cannes Film Festival. Since then, you have won numerous accolades and awards, international as well as national in the Philippines.
Yes.
Welcome to LA.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
This isn't the first time you're here, but what brings you here this time?
Well, honestly, I was here for my daughter's birthday. Yeah, and then of course on the side I'm gonna meet some friends, and I'm gonna pitch some work, some series with some content provider here in LA.
Right. So how has filmmaking changed from the time that you started, right? You've gotten a lot of recognition and a lot of success from independent filmmaking.
Yeah, now it's more accessible. I mean, you can easily pitch with producers. You still have the struggle of finding funds. But as far as I'm concerned, now I can easily find, you know, producer who can listen to me, listen to my stories, and listen to what I have to, you know, what I have to say.
Where do you get your stories from?
Well, you know, stories are everywhere. People's lives, I mean, they're everywhere. You know, for as long as we have, not of course not only problems but issues in life, I think that it itself is a story, and the world is not getting any better. I think it's just a matter of recognizing them and making them into a bigger story.
Right. So when you hear of a story that captivates you, how long does it take for you to actually develop it?
It really depends on the story. There are stories that are, you know, you can easily, it's already there in your mind, it's already there in your head, that you just have to write it. But again, that's just like one part of the whole filmmaking process, you know, the development of the story. There are stories that would, like for instance, I have a story that was also in competition in Cannes, my very first film, Serbis. It took me like 3 years just to develop the story, because I think the story itself has a similarity with the first film that I did when I also won in Locarno in 2005. But most of all, like what I've said a while ago, it's just a matter of recognizing this story and when it made an impact in your life.
You know, because of the influence of Hollywood, everyone talks about Hollywood and breaking into Hollywood and making it in Hollywood. Was that something that you had also looked into, especially after winning all these prestigious international awards?
It's something that I'm considering now. You know, I've always been, you know, in a way, in the past, I've been quite a purist, you know, into independent filmmaking and into, you know, not going international, but stick to where I'm comfortable with, which is like doing local content.
Right.
But now I'm trying to open my doors, because I think with the social media and with the technology that we have right now, you can easily reach a lot of people, you know, and you just you don't have to be, you know, get stuck to where you are. The market here it's different, and I think doing Hollywood content or content here could reach, you know, other Filipinos in different parts of the world, not only in America. You know, those who really have something to offer, I think will stay.
Right.
You know, for as long as you have a significant thing to offer and something new, but you have to really keep on reinventing yourself.
Yes.
You just cannot, you know,
stagnate there, no?
Yeah.
Like ikaw, nag-evolve ka. Not veering away, but branching out.
Yes,
right.
Of course. There will always be films that I will, you know, what you call the passion films, you know, passion project. But there are films also that you need to tell, I mean, need to do.
When you say you're branching out, what kind of Brillante Mendoza film stories can the fans expect from you? The old fans and maybe new fans?
I think the trademark will still be there. because at the end of the day, you cannot really take that away from me. That's where I became known for. Plus, I think it's just a matter of introducing it in a different platform, in a different way of storytelling. But I think basically, the kind of personality that I've been known to in the film community will still be there. Maybe not as dark. In a way, I think the Filipino audience should also learn to, appreciate what the Filipino filmmakers has to offer. I reflect and I never stop studying. I think filmmaking is just like any other profession. You just have to keep on, learning and learning and learning. You never stop learning.
Brillante Mendoza pour Kinatay.
There are movies, even Kinatay. Kinatay was much lauded at the
Yes.
Cannes Film Festival and internationally. But even then, there were some critics.
Yes.
How do you respond to critics?
Well, initially, of course, I get affected. I think that's just normal. But then, for as long as you know your intention, for as long as you know your aesthetics, and you know the kind of stories that you make, and you know in your heart, you know what you're doing, I think it's just a matter of, you read them and then, or you don't read them, and then you just focus on what you do best, which is like, keep on telling stories, keep on making films.
You're also being credited for really discovering Coco Martin and recognizing his acting chops from the very beginning. Tell us about that.
Well, it all started in the masahista. He used to be a model when he was much younger, and then he auditioned. It so happened na galing kami sa parehong probinsya, is also Kapampangan, and he was the shortest from among the auditioners, so madali siyang makita. And from then on, we became very, very close. We became friends, and he would hang out a lot, when I shoot, when I do my workshop, etc. And he would learn, really, really, try his best to learn, even from the set. And from then on, we became friends.
So what do you look for in artists, actors, actresses?
It's basically the character and the attitude. Because I think talent can be learned, it can be, it can be taught. So, madali siya eh. But character and attitude, mahirap siyang ituro. It's either it's there or not.
Right.
Why? Because it's important that in this business, you need to have the right attitude. To learn, to collaborate, and to make great work. Also, it's all about timing. Like when we did, it took like 5 years for Coco to be, recognized, and he's been in the business for quite some time. There was this moment in his career na napansin siya sa isang set, sa isang scene. And that's where it all started, just with just one shot, one scene.
You're one of those who've made it. You're one of those who are. You're a trailblazer now. People look up to you. Your story, what you've reached, right, and how you've put Philippines on the map. It's much lauded. But there are others struggling filmmakers, even actors, actresses out there. What would be your advice to them?
My advice to everyone, not only to the filmmakers and only in this industry, is you just have to keep on going. All these challenges will never stop. You accept these challenges as part of the process while you're trying to reach your goal.
So if you hadn't been a filmmaker, what would you be?
I would still be in the business. I would still be a photographer, a cinematographer. I would be a painter.
Artist.
And I would still be an artist.
Right. And what are you most proud of at this point in your life?
I'm proud honestly, proud that I've been a good father. That's what I've always been proud of.
Where would you go from here?
Well, I always believe in what the universe can, will tell me from here. It seems that it seems very positive while I'm here. Yeah, with all my films being acquired by different streaming platform, so I'm very happy with that. And I think somehow my career is going in a direction that I'm not really expecting.
Right.
So yeah, we'll see from there.
Right. But what more do you think do you still want to accomplish after all that you've already accomplished?
So I think it's all about fulfillment. When you are fulfilled with what you're doing, regardless of what is that. Maybe this is just another phase in my life that I'm really very open. I don't know what's gonna happen, but ini-embrace ko lang siya. Ini-embrace ko lang siya. And I want to be excited with what I'm doing, but at the same time, I want to be fulfilled. And yun lang muna. I take things one at a time.
Yeah. So we'll end on that note. Abangan ang susunod na kabanata sa mga projects ni Direct Brillante Mendoza,
Yes.
brilliant director from the Philippines. Thank you so much for taking
Maraming
time
salamat.
to talk to us today.
Thank you so much.